Welcome to School Reach. I'm John, your quizmaster for this game between Nepean and Hillcrest. I'd like the players to introduce themselves, starting with Mark from Hillcrest.
Mark Donovan. Mark McCora.
Mark Rose.
Marcus Chan.
And from Nepean?
Brendan Clement. Ian McLeod.
Chris Sturpnar.
Jacques Poirot.
Thank you. We'll play 3 rounds of questions with a minute break between each round. Now, if the scorekeeper is ready, let's begin round 1 of School Reach. 40-point snap start to round 1. Who was Ophelia's father? Jacques.
Polonius.
That's correct. What 19th century U.S. poets' works include The Song of Hiawatha?
Longfellow.
That's correct. Which clarinetist was known as the King of Ian?
Benny Goodman.
That's correct. What Canadian national media institution began in 1939 and was prominent as a wartime information? Chuck.
CBC.
Incorrect. Prominent as Mark. Incorrect. The National Film Board is the correct answer. 3 open questions on children's literature. Who wrote The Trumpet of the Swan? Ian.
Scott Odell.
Incorrect. Hillcrest? Answer? Marcus. No, E.B. White. What character created by A.A. Milne? Ian.
Winnie the Pooh.
Correct. What was the name of Peter Pan's twinkling side?
Tinkerbell.
Correct. 30-point open question, geography. Into what sea does the Crimean Peninsula extend? Brendan.
Black Sea.
That's correct. Into what channel does Britain's Severn River flow? Brendan.
English Channel.
That's incorrect. Hillcrest? Marcus.
St. George Channel.
No, the Bristol Channel. What is the only country to possess territory within Canadian waters? Jacques.
France.
That's correct. 40-point team question. In this 2-part team question, whichever team is first to answer correctly, the 5-point scramble question in part 1 is then eligible for the remaining 10-point questions in part 2. Part 1, scramble for 5 points. Only 2 countries in South America are completely landlocked. Chris.
Paraguay and Bolivia.
Paraguay is the correct answer, and it was your first audible answer, so you guys get it. 5. Part 2, the remaining questions deal with Paraguay and are open only to Nepean. Until his recent overthrow, President Alfredo Stroessner was supreme ruler of this California-sized nation. Which political party did he lead? Answer?
Socialist.
No, the Colorado Party. Asuncion, the national capital, was the site of the 1980 assassination of which former president of Nicaragua?
Somoza.
That's correct. The northeast portion of Paraguay, a virtual desert containing only 3% of the country's population, was contested in the 1932-1935 war between Paraguay and Bolivia. Name the war. No, the Chaco War, I guess it's called. 40-point open question on zoology. Dogfish are not true. Mark.
Shark.
That's correct. How many species of tarantulas could be found in Canada? Jacques.
0.
That's incorrect. Hillcrest? Mark.
1.
9 is the correct answer. In what ocean does the sea otter live? Mark.
Pacific.
That's correct. And what is a drake? Ian.
It's a male duck.
That's correct. 2 questions on archery. In what country did archery first... Jacques.
Great Britain.
Yeah, England is the correct answer. Even now, it's not a good idea to carry your arrows loose. What would I call... Marcus.
Quiver.
That's right. 80-point assigned question on Old Testament figures. Sounds like fun. Here's an assigned question on Old Testament figures in which each member of each team is assigned a 10-point question. If you miss your question, then your counterpart on the opposing team will have a chance at it for 5 points. Let's start with Hillcrest and Mark D'Anjou. In the Old Testament, who was the father of Seth, Cain, and Abel?
Jehovah.
That's incorrect. Brendan?
Abraham.
No, Adam. Who succeeded Moses, Mark, as leader of the Israelites?
No idea.
Incorrect. Ian? No answer? Joshua is the right answer. Next, for Warren. According to the Old Testament, which prophet was placed in a lion's den while in Babylon? That's correct. Which Hebrew patriarch was the husband of Rebekah and the father of Esau and Jacob? Mark.
Abraham.
Yeah, that's incorrect. Jacques?
David.
No, Isaac is the correct answer. Now let's start over with Brendan from Nepean. Which Old Testament patriarch was the founder of the Hebrew nation?
Moses.
No, that's incorrect. Mark?
Joseph.
No, Abraham is what it says here. Absalom was whose favorite son? Ian? No answer. Mark? No answer. King David. Yeah, that's what I thought. We're having fun with these. Now over to Chris. To whom is the Song of Songs attributed? No answer. Warren? No, that's incorrect. Solomon is the right answer. And finally, for Jacques, who was sold into Egypt by his jealous half-brothers?
Solomon.
That's incorrect. Marcus?
Joseph.
That's correct. And please, from the audience, I heard that answer again.
They know it.
Yeah. Anyways, 30-point open question on maths. What branch of mathematics deals with the properties and relations of linear angles, surfaces, and solids? Ian?
Plane geometry.
No.
No, that's incorrect. Hillcrest. Mark?
Geometry.
Yes, that's what it says here. What branch of mathematics deals with the relationship of sides and angles of triangles? Brendan?
Econometry.
That's correct. What branch of mathematics uses letters and symbols? Warren? That's correct. 40-point snap break to end the round. What is the present name of the city once called Danzig? Ian?
Gdansk.
That's correct. What three-headed dog guards the gate? Brendan?
Zebras.
That's correct. Who was the only female judge of the Israelis in the Bible? Brendan?
Esther.
Incorrect. Hillcrest? Mark?
Ruth.
No. Deborah. Finally, what is the southernmost state of the United States? Jacques?
Texas.
That's incorrect. Marcus?
Hawaii.
That's right. 1 minute break until round 2 with the score 75 for Hillcrest and 135 for Nepean.
Ian, you had a question? No? Okay. Ready to go then? Oh, no, well, hey. It's a game.
Let's get into round 2 with a 40-point snap start. What is the opposite of cow? Marcus? Right. What is Margaret Mitchell's only novel? Ian?
Gone with the wind.
Correct. In Greek architecture, what is a covered colonnade or promenade? Mark?
Peristyle.
Incorrect. Usually with columns on one side. Nepean? Jacques?
Buttress.
Incorrect. A stoa. Which German astronomer was the discoverer of the planet Neptune? Mark? Incorrect. Nepean? Brendan? Incorrect. Johann Gall. Now on to a 40-point Who Am I question. This question is worth 40 points if you guess the answer on the first clue, and 10 points less with each succeeding clue until either team answers the question correctly. Clue A. I was born in Charlestown, Massachusetts in 1791, the son of a minister and author. I was artistically talented and wanted to study art. Who am I? Ian.
Mary Cassatt.
That's incorrect. Hillcrest? Mark.
Colville.
That's incorrect. Clue B for 30 points. After graduating from Yale, where I found the electrical and chemical experiments to be amusing and constructive, I went to London, where I was admitted to the Royal Academy of Arts. Warren. That's incorrect. Nepean? Jacques.
Watts.
No, that's incorrect. Clue C for 20 points. I won fame as one of the best early American portrait artists and returned to the United States, where I hope to be commissioned to paint vast historical pictures to be hung in the rotunda of the Capitol. under construction in Washington, D.C.? Who am I? No answer? Clue D for 10 points. On the ship returning to the United States, I learned that electricity could be sent instantly over a length of water. Ian.
Samuel Morse.
Correct, for 10 points. 30-point open question, advertising slogans. Identify the company or product from the slogan. First question. The ones that last. Jacques.
Curacao?
That's incorrect. Hillcrest? Mark.
Energut.
That's correct. You bring good things to life. Jacques.
General Electric?
That's correct. Built for the human race. Marcus.
Nissan.
That's correct. 3 questions now on Canadian. Sanford Fleming designed Canada's first postage stamp. What was the name of the stamp? Marcus.
3 penny.
More, please.
Beaker.
Yes, that's correct. The Boundary Waters Treaty between Canada and the United States was signed in the early part of the 20th century. In what year? Brenton.
1904.
That's incorrect. Hillcrest? Mark.
1911.
No, 1909 is the right answer. Antigonish is a city in which? Ian.
Nova Scotia?
That's correct. 4 questions now on Canadian-American conflicts. What was the name of the bloodless border war that broke out between Maine and New Brunswick in 1839? No answer, the Aroostook War. What jointly occupied territory was referred to in the 1846 American slogan, 54 Marcus?
The Oregon Territory.
That's correct. In 1861, Britain dispatched 7,000 troops to Canada to defend the pre-Confederation province from potential American aggression. Originally planning to reach Canada via the Grand Trunk Railway, they were forced to march overland through New Brunswick. Where would they have had to disembark to make the rail connection with the Grand Trunk? Brendan.
Montreal.
That's incorrect. Hillcrest? Mark.
St. John.
No. Portland, Maine. What was the name of the Irish-American Brotherhood? Brendan.
Canadian Brother.
That's correct. Now we have an 80-point open question on music. It would probably be to your advantage to listen to the entire selection first, and then wait for me to start asking the question before you buzz in. Okay.
No, keep going until you hear
Oh,
stop
okay.
tape.
Stop tape.
Okay.
Okay. The question begins. Identify the contemporary composer of this genre.
Quincy Jones?
That's incorrect. Of this music. Hillcrest. Mark?
John Williams.
No. Philip Glass. And to what musical school does Philip Glass adhere? Chris? No answer? Hillcrest? No answer? I don't blame you. Minimalism. Can you play the next piece, please?
Stop tape.
And the question, identify the piece and its composer. Jacques.
Sleigh bells?
No, that's incorrect. Hillcrest. Warren. That's correct. That's good. What unusual instruments were specially added to this orchestra to enhance the sounds of the street? Mark.
Chimes.
Incorrect. Nepean? Ian.
Car horns.
That's
I
correct.
believe we can accept that. French taxi horns is the right answer. Next piece, please.
Stop tape.
The question, identify the work and the composer. No answer? L'après-midi d'une femme by Claude Debussy. With what art movement is this piece in?
Romantic.
That's incorrect. Is this piece associated? Hillcrest. Marcus.
Impressionism.
That's right. And finally, play the last cut there.
Stop tape.
And the question, identify the composer of this work. No answer? John Cage. The piece is Three Dances for Prepared Piano. And the last question, on what instrument is this music performed? Warren. Yeah, that's correct. A prepared piano. Piano's objects jammed between the strings. If you took first year music in university, you'd know that. 30-point open question, modern history. What is the new name of Burma? Brendan.
Myanmar.
Correct. What area of the Asian mainland did Japan invade in? Brendan.
Manchuria.
Correct. What British Prime Minister signed the Munich Pact? Ian.
Neville Chamberlain.
That's right. 40-point snap break to end the round. What was the first animal to be domesticated by man? Jacques.
Dog.
That's correct. What is the southernmost point of mainland Canada? Mark.
Healy Island.
No.
Nepean.
Point Peely.
That's correct. What is the earliest of the Greek architectural orders? Jacques.
Dorian.
That's incorrect. Hillcrest. Marcus.
Ionian.
No, the Doric. Of what chemical is dry ice made?
CO2.
Yeah.
Yes, that's correct. 1 minute break until round 3 with the score 250 for Nepean and 155 for Hillcrest. 255.
Yeah. We'll look up Dorian. If it's equivalent to Doric, we'll give you the point. Okay.
Let's go into round 3 with 40-point snap start. Who wrote The Three Musketeers? Mark.
Dumas.
That's correct. What number is the base of the hexadecimal systems? Brendan.
6.
That's incorrect. Hillcrest. Mark.
16.
That's correct. Who is Premier of New Brunswick and leader of its conservative?
McKenna.
That's incorrect. From 19... Mark.
Hatfield.
That's correct. What is the largest lake in Africa? Brendan. That's correct. 40-point team question. In this 2-part team question, whichever team is first to answer correctly the 5-point scramble question in part 1 is then eligible for the remaining 10-point questions in part 2. Part 1, scramble for 10 points. Miracle on Ice refers to the shocking win by the American hockey team. Chris.
Gold medal in the 1980 Winter Olympics.
That's incorrect. The rest of the question for Hillcrest. At the 1980 Winter Olympics, which team did the U.S. defeat for the gold medal? Marcus.
Soviet Union.
That's incorrect. The correct answer is Finland. The remaining questions are open to both teams, and they deal with Miracle on Ice. Who was the goaltender for the American team? Chris.
McLean.
That's incorrect. Hillcrest? Mark.
Bill Smith.
That's incorrect. Jim Craig is the right answer. Who was the coach? Too long. Herb Brooke. In the made-for-TV movie Miracle on Ice, who played Coach Brooks? Mark. No, that's incorrect. Nepean. No answer. Carl Malden. 30-point open question on words. Identify or explain the following words. How long is a millennium? Brendan?
1,000 years.
That's correct. What is the more common name for Legionella pneumophila? That's correct. What does a venturi measure? Brendan?
Wind speed?
That's incorrect. Hillcrest.
Yeah, we'll accept that. Yeah.
You sure?
It's one type.
Yeah, I know it's one type. Rate of fluid flow is what the answer is.
Yeah. And wind is fluid, so yeah.
40-point open question, Ontario festivals. The Stratford Summer Drama Festival mainly performs the plays of Mark.
Shakespeare?
That's correct. The Sweet Taste of Spring Festival, held in March in Ancaster, celebrates the production of what?
Apples?
That's incorrect. Hillcrest? Answer, maple syrup is the right answer. Which city holds the old Cabagetowan?
No, cabbage.
Cabbage Town. Sorry. Yeah, that's correct. Sorry about that. The Shaw Festival is held in which? Chuck.
Niagara-on-the-Lake.
That's correct. 40-point open question. Inert gases. Name the heaviest gases. Chris.
Xenon.
That's incorrect. For Hillcrest, the gases. Mark.
Radon?
That's correct. Name the rarest gas in the atmosphere. Mark.
Helium?
That's incorrect. Brendan?
Argon?
No, xenon. Radioactive traces of this element are used to measure Soviet nuclear production. Chuck.
Plutonium.
That's incorrect, as it is a byproduct of all nuclear reactors. Mark.
Radium?
No, krypton is the correct answer. And name the most abundant noble gas. Reset, please. Warren. That's incorrect. Nepean? Jacques.
Neon.
That's incorrect. Argon is the right answer. And finally, a 110-point snap out to end the game. Who won the 732 AD Battle of Tours? Franks or the Arabs? Brendan.
France?
That's correct. What is Marcel Marceau's profession? Ian.
He's alive.
Correct. The ancient city of Machu Picchu. Mark.
Peru?
That's correct. Which CBS sportscaster was fired? Mark.
Musburger?
That's incorrect. After making out. Ian.
Give me the Greek.
That's correct. Name either of the secretaries of state who served under Ronald Reagan. Ian.
Alexander Haig?
Correct. The other is George Schultz, who starred as Ben Cartwright in the TV series Bonanza. Brendan.
Lauren Green.
That's correct. Who did F.W. de Klerk succeed? Mark.
Both of them.
That's correct. In what community in Ontario were the Dion quintuplets born? Brendan.
Ottawa?
That's incorrect. Lucas. Marcus.
Brandon?
No. Corbeil, Ontario. Who invented the safety razor and blade? Chris.
Gillette.
Yeah.
Yes, that's correct. Who wrote The Vicar of Wakefield?
Vicar.
The Vicar. Mark.
Vika?
That's incorrect. Nepean? No answer. Oliver Goldsmith. Who was the first person to regain the World Heavyweight Boxing Championship? Brenton.
Muhammad Ali.
That's incorrect. After losing it. Hillcrest. Mark.
Snake?
No. Floyd Patterson. And that's the end of the game. The score 365 for Nepean, 235 for Hillcrest.
Okay, good game, guys. Okay, thank you. Warren, you have to leave now, so get going. And the next game will be Nepean. You might as well stay there. Nepean versus Lisgar. So Lisgar, if you could put your signs up on the top, and we'll get going. Marcus, get your sign. Okay.